What's up, guys? It's Coach Grant with First Down Training, and today we're going to talk about the fastest way you quarterbacks can improve your arm strength. Let's get started. All right, guys, so all a quarterback's power comes from their legs, okay? That's just a fact. It comes from your legs, hips, and core. Your arm should not play a single factor. How do you think guys in the NFL are able to throw so long? They're able to throw so long because they're not using their arm, okay? Yeah, your arm might get sore because it's overworked and you're snapping down, whatever, but all your throw power, it's not from how hard can I bring my arm through. It's how much force can I produce from my leg, how much of my hip can be aggressive and shoot through this throw, and how fast can I rotate through with my core when you're trying to throw a fastball. Obviously, when you're throwing with a little bit of touch or finesse, it changes, okay? But all your power comes from this leg. So if we're nice and wide, our feet, I'm not gonna say shoulder width apart, I want my feet just outside my shoulders, okay? I want the inside of my foot, like where that Nike logo is, just outside of my shoulder right here, so I got this nice wide base. Reason being is this short front stride, as quick as I could get this in the ground, that's much force I'm gonna be able to generate from my hip if I'm rotating through like I should be, okay? So when we're here, we're driving from my legs, we're pushing off of this inside arch, like a pitcher, how he's pushing off of a mound, that's where we're pushing off this inside arch, okay? Now, a lot of quarterbacks like to stand super tall and narrow. We need to get wide and have a slight bend in our knees, but from our waist up, we need to be tall because we won't be able to rotate from our waist up. So from the waist up, most important thing is being able to rotate with good posture and not opening up like this when we step and closing off all this torque. You want to keep the upper half closed, lower half shooting forward. So we're pushing off of this back leg here. And you see how I'm pivoting off this back foot? That doesn't mean everybody has to pivot. I know there are different ways to throw a football, but that's how I throw. And I pivot and I'm rotating my hips right here. And I'm keeping my shoulders back. And it just generates so much torque. It's like you're pulling a bow and arrow back and you're just letting this thing go. And the arrow is your arm. Your arm's just finishing through. But all of my power comes from here. How hard can I drive off of this back leg and get my hip torqued all the way through, keeping my shoulders back to produce that torque, and then I just rotate through with my core and my arms follows into everything, okay? That's what you're gonna need to do mechanics-wise to improve your arm strength. Drive from the leg, nice wide base, get my hips shooting through, keep my shoulders back, and just rotate through this throw with a nice tall posture. All right, guys, so now we're gonna talk about the finish on the throw, okay? And one thing that can help with you getting some arm strength or getting some more power behind this ball from your lower half, okay? We already talked about the mechanics of it, but one mistake that I see a lot of quarterbacks make is they'll push super hard from this back leg. And don't get me wrong, that's a good thing. But when they strike the ground and they extend right here, or they go heel toe. And when you go heel toe, all the force you're generating from your legs shoots back up. And that's when we get into this push motion, or we just don't have any power and the ball gets right into the ground, okay? The ball will go right in the ground because there's nothing behind it. The way I like to think of it is you want to keep your toes down through the throw, okay? So you want to be here when you throw, you want to be able to keep your toes down because that's going to keep a slight bend on this knee, okay? This is the position we want to be in. And we're here and we're driving to throw. If I'm like this, see, my toes are in the ground. I want to keep my toes in the ground. I don't want to be on my tippy toes like this because you're going to hurt yourself. But if I can keep my toes down, all of a slight bend. If my toes are up, I could go like this, but if my toes are down, it's very hard to move back. I'm always gonna have this little bit of a slight bend. So the goal of this, guys, is to keep a slight bend in your toes so we can keep that force from my legs. I'm in this powerful position. It's like almost like when you're riding a surfboard, guys. You're not gonna be weight here and extended back. That's not gonna be good. You're all the way on this back leg. You're gonna have nice, even distribution, toes down through the throw, guys. Keep my toes down so I can keep the force generated from my leg throughout the throw. All right, guys, so obviously we're not gonna be trying to throw a ball 50 yards downfield just standing there, okay? We're gonna have to hitch into it, but what's the proper way to take a hitch? I'm a firm believer, and I know some people might disagree with this, but this is what I teach my guys, and it's worked best for me, and I see it work best for a little bit smaller of guys too. When you make this hitch into a throw, you're taking your 3-step drop, let's say it's 3 and a hitch, or throwing a fade. It's not this long, powerful hitch, and I try to get my arm all the way into it, and everything's long, my mechanics are long. It's a quick hitch, okay? So when I take this 3-step drop, I'm taking a quick hitch with my feet to generate force. Speed will create power, guys. That's, you look at it, a running back, right? He's going full speed. Let's say it's a 4.3 guy. He's running 4.3. He's going to have some power when he hits you because he's fast and he's running downhill. Same idea when we're throwing this ball. We take this 3 and a hitch and we have this quick hitch to generate some force so we can push off of this back leg. Now, when we take this quick hitch, I don't want to be here and narrow when I hitch. I want to move both feet at the same time, or when you think about it, just moving this front one because my base will stay wide. We talked about it. I want my base to stay wide, so when I push off this back leg, it's a short front stride, and that's how I could create some torque from my hips. You think about it, it's gonna make your release quicker too, because I'm here, and this is forced to come through, and my hip is coming through. I'm not gonna leave this back here and throw like this if I get that front foot down in the ground as fast as possible. But how that comes from is having a nice, wide base, taking a quick hitch. Speed will create power, guys. All right, guys, so this next drill I think is probably the quickest way to help with your arm strength, because you're gonna be having this medicine ball and you're gonna be holding it just like a football. It's the exact same mechanics, okay? And you're gonna be working 5 sets of this, and you're gonna go 10 sets normal throw, 10 sets with a hitch, okay? So you're gonna have a wall, you can have a partner catching for you. I usually have a partner catching for me. So we're gonna be here. We're gonna have this ball right here, nice, good carriage right on this right pec, okay? That's exactly where I carry my carriage. If you have your ball in the middle of your chest, have it in the middle of the chest. But nice, relaxed upper half, tall from my waist down. Now, you see my base, nice and wide, right? Feet just outside my shoulders. I'm ready to produce some force. I'm sitting down, sitting low, but I have a good posture. Now, when I'm pushing off of this back leg here, my shoulders go back to keep that torque. I get this front foot in the ground. Now my hips are going through, and I just rotate through with my core, and I use all the force I just generated from my back leg to drive through this thing, okay? The throw starts in the back leg. I'm here, and my mind up, they get push right now. Push forward, shoulders go back, okay? Now, obviously the same thing, you're gonna hold this ball right here. We're gonna take a hitch and throw. So we're gonna be here, we're gonna take one quick hitch, both feet moving at the same time, then we're gonna drive, use all the force produced from this back leg to push at the target, get my front foot down, hips going through, and I'm just rotating through. I don't want any stress on this arm, because what a lot of guys will do is they'll come up, because either they extend this front leg or their hips aren't going this way and they push this thing up. It's a lot of stress on my shoulder, guys. I want to be going rotating. We're rotational athletes as quarterback. I'm going to show you how both of these are going to look full speed. All right, guys, I really want to thank you for watching. I really appreciate it. Please leave in the comments any questions you guys might have on anything football related. I'll make sure to get back to you, and I'll see you guys next time.